There are other games going on this weekend in the Premier League. This is how the schedule is looking. On Saturday, Liverpool will be hosting Southampton. And Stevie, Arne Slot says he is focused on this game despite two huge games coming up. They've obviously got PSG in the return leg next week and then the Carabao Cup final. Let's hear from Arne Slot.
How much is Wednesday taken out of the players and how does it impact then team selection? Because obviously there is that second leg to come and then there is a cup final against Newcastle as well.
Yeah, but for me the one against Southampton is by far the most important. Not only because it's the first one we play, but it is a very, very important one for us. So if I make the choice to play other players, that is because I think that's the biggest chance to win the game tomorrow and not because I want to rest them for the game against Paris Saint-Germain. So the only way I make a change is because maybe it's only 2 days in between. And then I might feel that playing someone else is a better option because we have many players that are of equal quality.
Southampton, bottom of the Premier League. Is this his biggest game coming up right now?
I don't know about that. I know what he's trying to say, but I don't know who he's kidding. I mean, this is the perfect opportunity to try and give a couple of players a break. And I expect him to do it. I expect Nunes to start. I think Endo might start. Gravenberg looks as though he could do with just sitting down for a little bit before PSG. I think Simicast will start. So there's 3 changes I think he will make. So, yeah, he talked a good game there, but no, he's not kidding anyway. He's making those changes.
Now, I'm sure Julien is very, very hopeful that it will be a full-strength team put out by Liverpool this weekend. Would you like to see that, Jules?
I would love to see that, but we all know that it's not going to happen. I think the B team will play. I'm not even sure Mo Salah will start. I don't think we will see Mo Salah at all on Saturday. Stevie Nicol in that team would beat Southampton still. Push Stevie right back there instead of Trent. And Liverpool still win that game against Southampton. Every day. And you know what? We talked about Amorim and his communication, and Shaka was right. All the stupid things he said through the season. Slot has been so perfect in everything that he said. All this communication, all the press conference, everything. And today it was the right answer. It's the right answer for him to say. It's not the right answer because we know this is not true. So I expect a few even more than the 3 changes that Stevie mentioned that are right. I expect all those 3 players to start. I even wouldn't be surprised if Chiesa started. I wouldn't be surprised if even McAllister got a rest in midfield too, and Curtis Jones could start with Endo together. All of that, I think, will happen because really the biggest game this week is not the Southampton game. It will be the PSG game first and then the League Cup final.
Jules, we've not had you on ESPN FC since that result, since that game between Liverpool and PSG. Were you surprised with what you saw from Liverpool?
Yeah, I was a little bit simply because we haven't seen them being so dominated this season. It's just as simple as that. I think PSG played so well that they forced Liverpool to play against nature in a way, and I think Liverpool at the start of the game had a bit of more of a cautious approach. Some people from the club were saying that even a draw, I think, from Paris they would have been happy with. They knew how difficult this would be. I don't think anybody expected this PSG team to play that well, though, not including Arne Slot and some of the Liverpool boys and people at the club too. So it was a wonderful performance from PSG, but is it really a wonderful performance when you end up losing a game as well as you've played, as dominant as you've been? In the end, they lost. And yeah, you could see that it's cruel. You could see that that Liverpool rode their luck a little bit. Yes, yeah, okay. But dominating is not winning. And we know that. We've all been there, really. So it was very, very good. It was very enjoyable to watch. But at the end of the day, they lost that game, and now it's a mountain to climb to qualify. So you have to be happy, and there's a lot of positives from a young team like this to play that well against the best team in Europe. But still, they would have rather played badly and won. So I'm not sure really how much you take from that with you to Anfield on Tuesday. But if they can play even 70% of what they did on Wednesday night in Liverpool, then I think they, again, will have a very good performance.
Are you confident they're going through? Because this is what stood out to me the other day when I watched the post-show from you guys, is that you were like, well, they can't get away with that, escape Paris like that, and then not win at Anfield. So I was like, OK, that means we're going to see a really relaxed Stevie next week then, if he thinks Liverpool are already through.
Watching Liverpool?
And we all know that isn't the case. I'm laughing at home hearing you say that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Listen, if Liverpool don't respect what PSG did to them the other night, then there is a possibility of an upset, because PSG, I've never seen Liverpool in the last few years being so dominated. Just everywhere on the field. You know, and the bit that surprised me the most was in the middle of the park. Fabian Ruiz, Neves, Vitinha against McAllister and Gravenberg and Szoboszlai. I thought that was a mismatch. But they absolutely dominated. The three PSG guys dominated the three of them. Now, Liverpool have to make sure that they respect them and don't get carried away. But the one question I have on PSG is, because they're a young side, are they going to be able to handle the atmosphere? Because Anfield on a European night, and this particular game coming up, is going to be loud.
Give us your thoughts on that then, Jules, because you're probably best placed to answer that question, and if there is any hope of a comeback.
Oh, no, I think, of course, they're hoping, because they know that anything is possible. I think this is a fearless team, but it's a very young team. Stevie is right. The only thing is they have one way of playing. They just play home and away, and it's easier to do in Ligue 1, of course, than in the Champions League, but they play the same way. So they will try to play at Anfield on Tuesday like they did at the Parc des Princes on Wednesday. The thing is, only the top teams can go away from home and keep their style and boss a game with their own style. That's Liverpool's with club. That's the city of Guardiola, the good city of Guardiola. That is the Barcelona of Guardiola. It's those teams. I don't think this PSG team is up there right now, obviously. As good as they've been on Wednesday, as good as they've been really since November, December, I don't think they can go to Liverpool and just literally express their game in the same way as they did on Wednesday. If they can, I think the match is on. I think we have a game. I just don't think right now this is just a little bit early for this team to go out there in a stadium like this with that kind of hostile environment towards the opposition. I mean, you know, the atmosphere that Stevie just described, and be able to take the ball away from Liverpool, get that ball, get that control, get that pressing and counter-pressing to be as efficient as it was on Wednesday. I'm just not sure they're just ready for it. I think they will be next season probably, or the season after that. But right now, it seems a bit early to me. But that's the only way they can win, is go there and play their game. Because if you tell them, play on the counter, do this is not their game. Their game is what we saw on Wednesday. Can they do that away at Anfield on Tuesday? I'm not so sure.
Shaka, has what you saw from Liverpool in that specific game, that first leg, given you any doubts about whether they can win the Champions League overall this year?
I think even as we sit, you have to question whether they can get the better PSG in the second leg. And listen, I understand they're favourites, especially at home, but that was such a one-sided affair that while I get everything that Stevie and Jules are saying and agree with it, my thinking around PSG is, to Jules' point, that they have to play the way they played at the Parc des Princes because they're down. That there is no need for a plan B. The other concern to this being a young squad is, how do you feel? What's your takeaway after dominating a team like Liverpool as you have, and you come away losing? How does that impact your mentality? How does that impact the psychology going into the second leg? More experienced teams can maybe better understand that and put it in perspective. Younger teams, well, we'll see. The thing is, though, in terms of the Champions League and going all the way for Liverpool, I just feel that this version of Liverpool is a lesser version of the Liverpool that we saw in the first half of the season. Whereas for so many other teams still there who I still don't think have hit the heights, the Real Madrids, whether we want to include Atletico in there, I know two of them are facing off, Barcelona. I don't think they've hit the heights that we saw from Liverpool in the first half of the season, but they're trending upwards. I think, particularly in the Champions League, Real Madrid are better than they were in the first half of the season. You could say the same for Barcelona. You could even try to fashion some kind of an argument around Bayern Munich, though there's a pretty low bar for them. And that's the thing. Those teams are just trending in a better direction than Liverpool are right now. But pound for pound, all other things equal, Liverpool are better than them. But it takes more than just pure talent.